Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody guys, let's update our view on Forex market. Today we do not have a lot of changes since our last discussion in the weekend. It's minor upward performance we see across the board, not only on the euro currency but on the Great British pound as well. Still there is some difference exists between the longer term charts on the euro and on the cable. On the cable we do not have the bullish grabber on the weekly chart that we have on the euro. And that's, by the way, the reason why we said in the weekly report that on the daily chart we are not considering taking a new shorts position by far until weekly grabber is valid. It might be the starting point on something, well, at least a bit deeper retracement might happen. So to think about the downside continuation, we need to get the failure of this pattern or just break out to the downside or something of that sort. Until market stands above these lows, market has an keeping ability to show a bit higher upward performance. Another important moment that I'm just thinking about on the monthly chart, because here guys you could see that these two lows on the monthly chart looks like the tweezer bottom, and usually the tweezer bottom, it might be also the reason for a bit deeper pullback on the currency. With this all thoughts in mind, well, currently I think that in a short-term perspective for trading on the daily chart, we need to wait and postpone the taking the short position by far. Speaking of the long position, well, as we said in the weekly report, market is bouncing up from the intraday support area, so we already have considered it and follow time frame chart. That's the 618 support, and actually on the hourly chart you could see that market has completed this ABCD pattern, this agreement, and we said, well, at least you could keep an eye on this level, maybe grabbers will be formed and you could think about taking the long position in the possible upward action. That's how was our initial suggestion. Here you could see that bounce is starting, but it's not really very fast, and if you're still thinking about taking the position, you could, well, it's actually mostly stands very close to the same area and you still could make the decision if you'd like to. On the 4-hour time frame chart we have few positive moments for this scenario. As you can see, we have multiple grabbers once market has started bouncing from this level. First one has been formed right there, and yesterday is also two more here, and these also might be the grabber. So these grabbers are not very significant just because they suggest just taking out of this stop, at least as a minimum target. Of course, upward action could be a bit greater, but that grabber is more important because it suggests moving higher above this area. So with all these moments in place, theoretically we could consider taking some long position with some, well, in general it would be stop should be placed somewhere below this area. It's just because this is a validation point of the weekly pattern, and somehow if market will show a bit deeper retracement, for example, it might be something of that kind. Because if somehow market could show a bit deeper retracement back to these lows, in this case, if you have placed stops slightly tighter, but you could be washed out occasionally while the overall bullish context might be exist, and theoretical market just could reestablish upward action a bit later. But that's just common thought. So of course you could stick, if you're trading on the intraday charts, maybe makes no sense to make the bet and place stops when taking in consideration the weekly pattern. You could focus just on the minor patterns. For instance, on the hourly chart you could just hide stop below the 618 level and see for the progress what will happen. So that's actually what we have, although overall action looks not very impressive, but technically and theoretically we have no reasons currently for taking the new short position by far. We need to see the resolving of the situation with these bullish patterns that we have, whether they will work or maybe they will be failed. and only after that we could start thinking about taking the short position when we see the signs of weakness. Until we haven't got it, you could not trade these setups that we have just sit on the hands. But if you would like to trade, in this case you will have to deal with the stuff that we have currently on the bullish side.